Hello, welcome back, Aries. I skipped last Monday because I was so emotionally disturbed about the war in the Ukraine, and I couldn't do any readings for last month, so I'm back for this month, April. Not that it's any better out there, but you know. Alright, so I pre-shuffled these off camera. I'm just doing them once on camera for your viewing pleasure. I'm going to do a few different spreads for you. If you want to jump down to the different sections, I should be marking these in the YouTube timestamp, so you could just jump to your section. I'm going to do a horseshoe spread with a general love forecast. I will then do a relationship spread. If you have a specific person in mind, it can be with any relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but I will read it as such. I will also pull oracle cards if you're out of touch with a specific person and you want to see what's on their mind. I might or might not do my sex oracle cards, and then I will pull some angel advice cards for you. So I'm going to get started. Alrighty. Just trying to center this on the camera. Alrighty. Alright, so Aries, for you, we got your past, present, future, 3 to 4 months out. We got you in a nutshell, we got your environment, we got your hopes and or your fears, and then we got your 12-month outcome. Alrighty. So, in your past we have Larity's faithfulness upside down, and then we got the Knight of Cups. So my initial thought was like, there could be a situation in your romance, whether it's you or someone else, where they're not being faithful to the relationship. There could have been someone, like a new suitor that approached you, got Nine of Cups, trying to invite, you or you inviting them to try to test out your emotions and your physical attraction, even though it might be outside of your committed relationship. If you're not the one in the committed relationship, maybe the other person was. Not to say that is a good or a bad thing. Everyone learns as they experience life. Yeah, it looks like maybe, you or the other person might have been reaching out, trying to tempt something to get sparked up. Let's see. This card here, it's, for your present situation, it's an interesting card because, Hera, she is the wife of Jupiter. Is it Jupiter? Sorry, I had to look it up. She is the wife of Zeus. That's what I was starting to think. Okay, and she has the unfortunate position of Zeus is always going around and sleeping with all these women, other women beyond the marriage, but she always forgives him and takes him back. So it seems like in your present situation, there could be some sort of forgiving situation that's going on between you and your person, trying to make things work out. It looks like there might have been a phase between, a phase of your life, maybe even if you're single, maybe the, playing the field, seeing your options, kind of, testing out the waters. Maybe that might be in your past, and you might be trying to close the chapter on that part of your life, and wanting to move on to a different way to show your affections. So in your near-term future, 3 to 4 months out, I don't know. It looks kind of like there could be, you're trying to make things work, and it might look like it on the outside. We got Nike Victory reversed, and we got the 4 of Wands reversed. And it could be like you have some sort of shell that's going on around you, or facade. Like it looks like it's good, but maybe the emotions might not be fully resolved in the past, where you're trying to like fake it till you make it, or try to go through the motions, trying to put up the facade that everything is okay. And it's not quite emotionally as full as it used to be. And you know, if this is your near-term future, you could also try to see this future coming, and now say, well, if you know, I want a more emotionally deep connection in my romantic life, maybe you and your partner, or you alone, can go see a therapist. Typically they'll want to see you individually first before they'll bring in any sort of partner, to try to resolve some emotional issues before you do it as a couple. Yeah, so you, in a nutshell, we got the 6 of Wands reversed. So I mean, that could mean you're tapping into perhaps like a pride and ego kind of situation. Maybe you feel like you won, you feel like you got it back, but or maybe they're with you because you're because you're so good, but that might be blinding you to seeing any pain that might be really there. We also got that with Apollo, God of Light, and this card is, again, it's looking really shiny, like all the attention is going towards Apollo, so it does kind of look like a pride and ego situation. Okay, this is your environment over here. It's not necessarily something you can control, but the weather outside does affect whether you go outside or you put on a raincoat. Let's see. We got the King of Swords reversed and Hercules Protector reversed. So if you're, searching for love, or, wanting to find romance in your life, the King of Swords reversed could indicate the energy around you is like a negative energy. Maybe people might be too sharp with their tongues, too in their heads, too analytical. I almost get the sense from this Hercules one, it kind of looks like he's tiptoeing around, so it could be that maybe people are walking on eggshells around you, so it's not necessarily conducive to a situation if you're trying to find love around you. So here we got your hopes and or your fears. So it looks like you're hoping for perhaps like a restart, not necessarily a completely new beginning with a new person, but maybe a restart of what you got going on, maybe to wipe the slate clean. And it looks kind of like this Eros upside down desire. It could be twofold. It could be you're in a situation where you want to be seen as sexy, desired, passionate. You want your partner to to be attracted to you physically, but maybe you're also kind of scared. You're scared of losing it too. Like you're putting in a lot of work to get their attention, and at some point you're gonna need to take a break, and you might get tired and let your guard down, and maybe they might not like you. And not necessarily that this is a fact by any means. This is just a hope or your fear, something that's in your head, that's changing the way you act and affecting your decision-making processes. And then over here, Aries, we got your 12-month outcome, warmongering, and we got the 4 of Swords, which is a very interesting combination. So Aries, just like your name, is the god of war. Aries likes to be first. Aries takes to arms pretty fast. So it could be in the situation 12 months out, there might be some sort of fight that initiates. It might even be a physical fight. And it's going to be regarding your love life, because this is a love reading. But it's interesting because maybe one of you in your love life wants to start this fight, while the other one is kind of just wanting to rest, meditate, and clear their mind. It could be that maybe they want a timeout or a break, and that might make you, for better or worse, kind of angry that they want to take a break, and it might stir up some feelings that they weren't necessarily trying to stir up. They just wanted a break to clear the mind. But that's what it's looking like here. Alright. Let me pause the video. Alright, Aries. I shuffled these cards off camera, but I'll do it once more on camera for your relationship spread. It could be any relationship you want. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Just translate the interpretation to that other relationship type if you want. Okay, so we got person. Okay, put these. Okay. So I pulled these angel cards. Don't take them as advice. I'm going to take them as divination. I will take them as advice later. Okay, so Aries, we got you, we got your person, we got your shared energy in the past, present, and the future. So Aries, we got the Hydra challenges here, and we got the moon. It looks like you could be going through some sort of conflict right now. Part of the conflict could be in your head, but part of it's going to be outside in the physical plane too. The moon speaks about dealing with your shadow self, the part of yourself that maybe you don't want to admit to people, the part that might scare, public society, but, it's still part of you, the animal self part of you. The moon also speaks about something being potentially uncovered or partly hidden, maybe the truth fully isn't out there. The moon can also talk about kind of like senses barking or senses chatter, like the animals are going crazy in this card. So it's not all that pleasant of the card, but the plus side of it is like eventually you can follow the path between these pillars and get over the mountain towards sunnier days. Yeah, so it looks like Aries, you are going through some sort of conflict, and it's probably actually you might think it's with the other person in the relationship, but it might actually be with yourself, and the relationship is letting you see it, letting you hear it as it's as you face your partner, you're facing the inner issues within you. So the person you're dealing with. Okay, so alchemy and fairness. Pick this up. So the story with her is she's married to her husband, and one day she gets raped by a god. The husband finds out and kind of assumes it's a consensual relationship, and she tries to say no, it was not, it was rape, and he goes ahead and he kicks her out without hearing her side of the story. She ends up living in the streets in a pretty tough situation. Eventually he takes her back, realizing that yes, it was rape and it was not her fault. She didn't ask for it or anything. But all the meanwhile she was treated unfairly. So this person in a situation, they might feel that they are either the one that's kicked out to the curb unfair, or maybe that's probably what it is, more than it being you that was kicked out to the curb, because it came on their side of, if you do feel you want to switch the cards up for your story, that's fine, since the story has to meet multiple people's readings. But yeah, so it feels like your partner is feeling like they're treated unfair, they're kicked to the curb, their side of the story was not heard. Maybe they even tried to give you some sort of peace offering, or tried to make amends. They tried to reach across the fence to get in contact with you, get that dialogue going up again, but it looks like it was rejected. Oh, that's funny, because these cards I just pulled out a second ago. So in the past shared energy between you two specifically, it looks like there might have been success. It might have felt like maybe one of you caught your prize finally. Maybe one of you guys was working very hard to get the attention and affection of one another, and they might have felt like, yes, they finally got you, or vice versa. And that might have led to some weak foundations within the relationship, because one of you guys was chasing the other so hard, it might have given the other person kind of like an ego boost, where the relationship was not made on equality. It was like made on one person putting in a lot more energy, so that might have given some weak foundations to the partnership that you have now. Yeah, I was trying to see how this might play into here. Yeah, we're looking at this guy in this picture. He doesn't look all too interested in these girls, but they look like they are very eager beaver, trying to get his attention. So it could be, again, the case that maybe one of you guys had to put a lot more effort out, and one of the other person was like, I guess maybe whatever. I'll give it a try, I guess. I have nothing else to do. So it's the past. Present situation is not looking too good. These are some of the tougher cards to have, and you got them all at the same time. So between you guys, you feel like you're in a personal hell. Things are not going the way you want them to. Someone might be taking stock, trying to evaluate, is this really what I want? Is this worth fighting for? Is this worth keeping? I put in so many eggs into this basket. I don't know if I want to rock the boat and try to find someone else, or stay in it. One of you guys might be considering finding a new love, or that could be within the relationship, or finding just a new lover outside the relationship, because whatever's going on between you guys is not pleasant. They're just looking for sort of an escape. Something's got to be better than this, it seems like, and they might be on the lookout for that. The near-term shared energy. It looks like between the two of you, one person might be reaching out to the other person, trying to like spoon them back in, and the other person might be kind of like over it, trying to push them away, like, it's done, it's over, like, let's not go there again. So it could be some sort of unrequited situation. They might even offer you, you or them, presents or some sort of gifts or tokens to try to show their affection, to try to win you over. But I think one of you guys is going to reject it because the hand is upside down. It's going to be like an unwanted gift. Sometimes, I don't know, if you get it, gifts from your ex, it gets kind of creepy, I'm sure. You might just return to sender, you might throw them away or something because you don't want to be reminded of them. But that's what it's looking like between you two in this relationship. Okay, so I was going to try to do these on camera, but there's just too many cards on my desk. So I'm going to do oracle cards for you next. First, I'll do some bird's eye view of the situation from Spirit to see what's going on in your romantic life. Interpret it. If you have a specific person in mind, interpret that into the picture. Once I do these bird's eye view ones, I will do oracle cards from that specific person. But, you know, just Spirit is more neutral, so that's why I call it bird's eye view. Sometimes people might be, like the actual person in your mind might be overly dramatic, you know, so these ones are a little bit more helpful, I think. So let's see. Okay, for you Aries, we got spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. So when the cards are upside down, I'll either interpret that as it's the opposite of, maybe you're blocking it, or it's to the extreme, and we'll figure that out as we go. And you could also take that into consideration for your personal story. We got denial. Detach with love to clearly see the truth. So it seems like you might be in denial and need to detach. We got new love. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. We got children. Children are important to you. Are important to this partnership. The other thing about the children cards, whether it's this deck or maybe the romance deck, sometimes the children could be someone is acting like a child if there's no direct child in the situation. Leap of faith. It is safe to make the move you are considering. Retreat. Time alone or nature will help you recharge. Regret. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. Stability. This relationship can stand the test of time. Unavailable. This person is unavailable to give you all you deserve. So, stability and regret were upside down. So I'm probably going to go with the situation you're thinking of is probably not stable because we got some of these negative cards out here. The person might not even regret what they did, whether that's you or them. It looks like maybe one of you guys needs to take a step back, and we did see the Four of Swords out there where one of you guys was wanting to take a rest, take a break. It could be after you have that break that happens, you know, maybe there will be a recommitment. But first someone needs to learn their lesson, whether it's you or them, of, I guess the whole thing was clarity, faithfulness, the lesson of fidelity, or setting boundaries. You know, if you did want an open relationship or they wanted that, they should have told you from the beginning, instead of, like, you know, just laying it on you without any warning or anything. So maybe that's something you might be able to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull cards from your person. And I did shuffle the cards earlier. There's just too many for me to grab them all on camera. Okay, let's go through these ones that I have pulled so far. From your person that you're thinking of to you, you inspire me. I knew exactly what I was doing. You didn't imagine it. I am different now. I took the easy way out. I am helping you now. And this is actually basically the ghost cards, but I think they can help in the interpretations. You just have to be a little bit more open-minded about the interpretation. I'm helping you now. You broke my heart. I love you unconditionally, upside down. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I am not financially stable. So, I mean, it could be someone, perhaps they didn't know how to ask for a break, and instead they did something maybe that caused a breakup. Taking the easy way out. Yeah, I'll pull a few more cards. That was actually upside down. I flipped it when I pulled it out. When I made these cards, I tried to think of a lot of different situations. So that's kind of like why I like them. They're also a little bit more unedited and raw versus the other ones might be politically correct. But people don't speak politically correct when they argue with you. Okay. So we got from them to you. You stabbed my heart. Our energy is not a match. So they might think you're on a different wavelength right now. I am not loyal to you. Sorry, I am, well, it's upside down. It says I am loyal to you, but it's upside down, so it means I am not loyal to you. I don't love myself. You don't make enough money. I like to play games, upside down. So that probably means that they don't want to play games in love. They just want, the plain honest truth. They don't want to have to win your love or fight for your love. They just want it to be just given. This was too heavy to carry. So perhaps the way these cards are laying out, it could be that they were the one courting you and putting in a lot of effort. An equal effort. Can we talk? I wear armor. You are not my soulmate, upside down. So whether you want to say that as you are my soulmate, or it might be to the extreme of you really aren't. I want to reconcile. And I regret what I said, but it's upside down. Alright, so that's pretty heavy stuff. And not all the cards in my deck are bleak. Some of them are loving and caring. So I guess that is what it is. Let me pull these aside. Okay, so let me pause this. Okay, so I'm actually going to skip the erotic cards because those don't feel appropriate for this reading. I'm going to go ahead and pick some angel advice cards for you. I think that one too. Can't remember if this one's yet, so I'll do it now. Come on. Okay, for you Aries, what we got? Advice to you. And these are actually the hobby career ones, but advice is always advice, so let's see. Options. Consider the career possibilities that you are open to. So it could be maybe the relationship might be affecting your career too. Maybe it was holding you back. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Topaz. Forgiveness heals. So if you're looking to bring the energy of forgiveness, wear this on a bracelet, a ring, a charm, a stone in your pocket. If you can't afford the actual stone, you can have a picture of the stone printed out or on your desktop screensaver, just as a physical reminder to you to remind you about the forgiveness. So forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger that as it is blocking your health and happiness. And this shade of topaz on this card is well, I guess it's pink and green. There are different shades of topaz. Clairvoyance. Angel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so that you can clearly see heavenly love. You might also, one of the things I had happen to me for like a year straight was I kept hearing songs that were very helpful to my situation. So if you have a song stuck in your head, it's just specifically if you have like even just a specific lyrics from the head, coming out of your head, listen to those lyrics and see if they might be able to help you in your situation. Counselor. Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. It could also be that you might be advised to see a counselor. And I pulled a few extra angel advice cards for you since I skipped the erotic cards. So, trust was in reverse. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And if you want to interpret it as like the opposite of, since it's upside down, you can. Not everyone takes angel cards in the reverse. Depends. Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. That was also reversed. We got playfulness reversed. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So yeah, if you do want to interpret that in the positive sense, that might be go out and have fun. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Cronus cycles. Sometimes these things are pretty long, but I will read them. Because sometimes one sentence is the exact sentence that helps me. So maybe that one sentence helps you. The message. Nature is filled with cycles, including cycles that exist within our own lives. All things change, and when we embrace and flow with these changes, they enrich both our lives and our experience of life. It can be frightening, but new life is only possible when we accept change. When we resist the natural cycles of change, we become tyrannical, clinging to the old order. We feel a sense of deadness followed by bitterness, frustration, fear, and anxiety. When we flow with our changing selves and changing places with the world, we remain connected to life, nature, and ourselves. This is a time for you to review the cycles of your life. Have you become stuck? Are you trying to hold on to things that you should let go of? Are you afraid of moving into the next phase of your life? It may be time to stop, feel the fear, and move forward anyways. Although you may need to let go of your old identity and habits, and this can be frightening, you will find much joy, power, and wisdom when you accept the new cycle. We all fear our mortality, that this fear leads us to our deadening. You will gain a new sense of life when you embrace the cycles with joy, and it is imperative now to mourn the old ways, but let them go. Open your arms to new life. Possibilities await you. Move forward. Okay, so that is Cronus cycles. Alrighty, well that's all I have for you for the month of April. Alright, thanks.